Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the playthrough of Gran Turismo 7. We are doing some two race championship as part of a menu book in the Tokyo Expressway. This is the second and final race of the championship. So here we go. Seems a different layout than the first race. I'm not sure. Yes, I remember this course from the circuit experience. This is a pretty tricky corner. But you really take all corners quite differently in a different car. This is a much slower car than I did than with which I did the circuit experience. But the good news is I at least better remember this course compared to the from the circuit experience compared to the first race in this championship, which I really did not remember at all. Oh, fuck this car, man. This car. I can retry within a championship. I was not aware. I thought I had to really start over the whole championship. That's pretty nice. Alright, that's good to know. So I can just hit a retry mid-race. That makes it much nicer, because I do want to try and get all the races gold. Now I can be much more aggressive, because I know I can just start over. Nice that I remember this course from the circuit experience. At the time I really hated it, mostly because of the car. But the track itself is actually pretty cool, I find. Cool, driving in Tokyo in the rain. I will take it a little bit more cautious over here. Man, I do like this race. Oh shit, number one is quite far ahead. Super far ahead. Come on. Oh, fuck me, man. Those brake checks are so annoying if you cannot get past them. Right, you know what? Screw fucking you. I couldn't catch number one anymore anyways if I'm being held up by such a slow car. fuck me, man. I thought I could just power my way through, but you need to brake there. Oh man, this is so annoying. These cars blocking your path. Oh, here again. So fucking annoying. Because you don't really want to slam on the brakes, because then you're basically standing still. You really decrease your chances of a win. But slamming into them is also super annoying. Right, I'm taking it a little bit easier here. Cars brake a little bit too much. God damn it, I thought this was number one. At least he is not holding me back. Oh, fuck me, man. I think the ball is so annoying. And again, oh, I'm such an idiot. Can I please be a little bit less retarded? Oh, I'm such an idiot. At least it was enough for number one, but still, I feel like an idiot. Alright, sorry for my ranting again. It's just a little bit my mood as well. Let's quickly watch the replay. Alright, very nice. We got a new car, 2 new cars, 3 new cars. This is a pretty cool car, that Corolla. Right. Let's take this one. Mazda Miata, pretty cool. I didn't get 3 new cars. It was, they only gave a sneak peek of what is in the cards, and then you have to choose one. Alright, so I would have preferred the car to the left, I think, but the Miata is cool as well. Right, yes, let's watch the replay. because this, I do find this, what is it, a Honda Integra Type R. It's a really cool car, and especially in Tokyo. I can really bitch on the game, but secretly I'm really so, or not secretly, simultaneously I'm so happy that I can finally play it again. I really feel like 10-15 years ago when I was playing GT4 and watching the replays. I'm so happy that they finally did a true Gran Turismo entry instead of only GT Sports. Weather effects look nice. In this race it wasn't even that slippery at all. I wonder, is that other car, this is my car, and then there's a similar car, is that... This is exactly the same car. Here, this one. It's, I think, a slightly different model, but it's hard to make out. Inside looks pretty similar. But I think the rear lights are a little bit different. Or are they just the same? Yeah, maybe they're just the same. I didn't get a clean race bonus, I think. That's because I was so stupid to bump into walls. I will try to do that better in the future races. Because in real life you can also not just ram a wall. Or you could. It's probably not the wisest thing to do. Although I recently did see an oval race in the US where a guy literally did it in real life. He just floored the accelerator and slammed into the wall in the corner. And then went scrubbing against the wall in the corner. He went outside, on the outside he passed by number 2 and 3 and then he won the race. It's pretty epic. Anyways, we did our menu book. You emerged victorious at the Tokyo Highway Parade. Magnificent work. Right, we got a ticket. Sport is open. We can play online. I've never played online. Actually quite curious. Multiplayer. A pavilion has been made available. Collection. Japanese front rear sports cars. New menu book acquired. Alright, now I'm really doubting. Do I want to immediately dive into sports? No, I will first finish the game. And then I will gain some experience and then I will tackle online. But let's see what we need to do. We need to buy a Mazda, a Silvia 88 and a Corolla 83. Silvia 88, Corolla 83. For this menu I'd like you to collect Japanese front rear sports cars. Have you heard the term front rear before? It refers to cars which have the engine mounted in the front, F, with driven wheels at the rear, R. In other words, the rear wheels power the car and the front wheels turn it. This clear division of labor between front and back makes the most of all four wheels. Try driving an FR car and you'll soon see what I mean. Collect all three and come back when you're done. Some of them you have to do an event to win them if they're not in the dealership. For instance, this one I need to do the high-speed ring. This one, Tsukuba. By competing in the above World Circuits race. Which World Circuits race? Alright, they want me to use up BRs. Yeah. What can I do? I can do those races. Or I just buy the cars. Let's do the races, because otherwise I will just probably get through the campaign too quickly. So let's buy a BRZ STI Sport 18. BRZ STI or something Sport 18. Now I know what they mean with these little in-between sequences. That is your car driving by, you're driving away en route to your new race, so to say. Alright, what's this? Multiplayer. Gran Turismo's 25th anniversary races are now available for a limited time only. You can try your hand at the grand final of the World Series 2022, which took place in Monaco. Why not give it a go? No. Let's first finish the game. But I do want these balloons to go away. So let's click through them. Man, does this usually take this long? If you need this long to check a network connection, then it cannot be good. Well, I supposedly have like fast internet. Lobby is a mode in which you can enjoy online races and communicate with players from all over the world. You can create your own rooms and host races or set up spaces that are just for you and your friends. Remember your etiquette while on the track and have fun racing. Alright, pretty cool. Alright, the balloon is gone, so that's nice. And also let's get this balloon out of the way. That new options available icon above the building. That's a little bit annoying. Welcome to Gran Turismo 7 Sport Mode. Please exercise good sportsmanship, fair play and good etiquette and manners towards others. We expect this at all times, including in-game, in text chat and on bulletin boards and social network services. We may monitor your activity to ensure compliance. See our PlayStation Network Terms of Service and User Agreements. which includes our full code of conduct. For more details, we may contact you in relation to the sport mode using the name Sport Mode Administration Office. Any personal information you provide is subject to our privacy policy. Please read the privacy policy to understand how your information is handled or to exercise any rights you may have. 6-minute video. Smack. Right, I'm vaguely excited a bit. Because I never did online in GT, even while I did have Gran Turismo Sport.
In this section, you will be learning about sportsmanship, an important element in everyone's participation in the online races of Gran Turismo.
I do like that sportsmanship rating.
The history of sports is as old as human history, and the definition of sports is said to be as numerous as there are researchers in the field. But when you get to the bottom of it, a sport is a challenge against yourself, a challenge against a rival, and above all else is something to enjoy and have fun with. A sport is something you enjoy together with others. For this, there is sportsmanship, the attitude you must have when you partake in a sport. So, what is sportsmanship? Everyone knows that all sports have rules. And of course, one element of sports is that you must follow the rules. But even if you set lots of detailed rules, you can't judge all incidents during an actual sport just with rules. That's where sportsmanship becomes important. Sportsmanship can also be called the spirit of fair play. And in addition to being fair and just, sportsmanship also means that you don't do things that make you look bad. To avoid doing things to anyone that makes you look bad. That's the core idea behind sportsmanship that is beyond rules. Motorsport is called a non-contact sport. That means it is a sport which does absolutely not allow contact with others. But in order to achieve this, it is not enough to have a strict set of rules. It is extremely important that everyone works to avoid doing things that make you look bad. Various examples of improper driving. Let's talk about some examples of unsportsmanlike behaviour and actions you shouldn't do on track. Applying the brakes too late, leading to a rear-end collision. Overshooting the corner because you were too late on the brakes and failed to overtake the car in front. Worst of all is dive bombing, where a driver is unable to stop within track limits and rams into other cars, ruining the race for themselves as well as their opponents.
I didn't get that second one. It was just going wide, but that doesn't make you look back. That just can happen.
You may end up becoming too overzealous during a race, braking too late, and on your way to collide with the car ahead of you. In these cases, you should not only hit the brakes, but you should also do everything in your power to avoid the car in front, even if that means taking your car off the track. These are mistakes that often happen amongst beginners, so it's best to be cautious when starting out. Set clear braking targets for reference, so you know exactly where to apply the brakes on the track. Also, weaving back and forth, edging out others, pushing others off the track are all examples of improper driving.
Yeah, I was not aware of that. You can only defend your racing line once.
Car width between your own car and your opponent's, even during close encounters. If you are new to online racing, begin by assessing the situation to avoid impeding others. In doing this, you will gradually develop an awareness of your surroundings. Next, how can you protect
Sorry, what did he
yourself from
say?
these types of accidents? During a race, it is not easy to communicate your intentions to the other drivers. But by monitoring the other cars around you, you will begin to understand the tendencies of each car and driver and their skills. If you feel that a driver is being a bit dangerous, or that they are not yet used to their car's behaviour, then think about positioning yourself accordingly so that you can avoid any incidents that may develop. And finally, a time penalty may be issued in online races for the following reasons. Track cutting. Crossing the white line when entering or leaving the pit. Colliding with another car. Time penalties received for such instances are served at designated penalty lines on the track, where the car automatically slows down. If you do receive a penalty, make sure to give way as much as possible so that you do not impede the other cars. Thank you for adhering to these guidelines and helping maintain an enjoyable online racing experience for all.
Pretty epic, these images. Sport mode, a mode in which you can enjoy official online races and time trials. There are daily races which are held every day and championships in which you earn points and aim to finish at the top of the rankings. The sport mode racing system ensures that you race against similarly skilled drivers, improve your ratings in the daily races and rack up as many championship points as you can. Alright, how do I get to the next page? Why is that not indicated? I almost pressed the button just to get to the next page, but I think that would have cleared it, the whole menu away, because it's actually the pedal flippers to move the pages. The driver rating, DR, is an indicator of a driver's speed. There are 7 ratings available: E, D, C, B, A plus and S. Performing well in races within the sport mode will make your driver rating improve. Your driver rating is restricted by your safety rating. Your DR cannot improve unless you also improve your SR. A driver rating of S indicates a star player. Drivers who meet the entry requirements for a championship can participate as star players. It's not safety rating, it's sportsmanship rating. Indicates a driver's behavior while racing with others. Dangerous actions such as colliding with other cars will cause your SR to decrease. The more cleanly you continue to drive, the more your SR will improve. Let's all respect each other in the sport mode and keep racing clean. Improve your ratings in the daily races. Daily races are official online races where you are pitted against drivers of similar speed. Your performance in daily races will affect your DR and SR. Enter regularly held tournaments and earn points based on your performances. Championships consist of multiple rounds. Championship points are allocated at the end of each round according to your performance. Earn as many points as you can and aim for the top of the ranking. The higher your DR, the more points you can earn. And DR was driver rating, right? Compete in leagues that are suitable for your speed. Some championships use a league system. These championships are divided into 3 leagues, GT1, 2 and 3. Matchmaking and championship point rankings are determined separately for each league. Your DR at the start of the season determines the league in which you'll compete. Once your league has been decided, you will compete in that league until the end of the season. GT3, driver rating C or worse. GT2, driver rating B. GT1, driver rating A or better. Alright, so I didn't read the titles. So this is sport mode, driver rating, sportsmanship rating, daily races, championships, leagues. And now we have racing etiquette. Be sportsmanlike and respect your opponents when racing. Colliding with other cars and pushing them off the track is forbidden. If it looks like you're going to crash into another car, even though you were braking, do your best to avoid hitting them. Applying the brake when driving too quickly can cause cars to crash into the back of you, so be careful. When driving side by side with another car, always leave a racing line's width between you. Is it a car width or a racing line's width? A racing line, yeah, how wide is a racing line? Can be like 10 inches, right? I think they mean a car's width. Minding your manners when racing makes it more fun for everyone. Alright, so you cannot bump into each other. And when driving side by side, always leave a racing line. Just looking at that with the green check mark, the picture, is that what they mean with leaving a racing line? No, it's just regularly passing a car in a corner. Right, whatever. Many pit lane cutting. Many events within the sport mode impose pit lane cutting penalties. Make sure you don't cut across the white line when entering or exiting the pit lane. Alright, that's quite self-explanatory. Right, so these are the daily races. Man, pretty damn cool, but I will first be finishing the main campaign. Get to know the game better before I dive into online. Is it possible to see that? If you press the button, it also skips through it. It's not only your flippers. Let's test my connection. Should be good. Only thing is that it takes quite a while. Alright, I'm not sure. This is a good network environment. Alright, not sure what parameter 1 is, but the rest seems pretty good. 2 to 5. But I would like to see that intro movie again, because there was 1 or 2 notes that the voiceover said that I missed. I'm not sure. This is the movie. And now can we also skip ahead?
What is sportsmanship? Welcome to the Racing Etiquette. In this section, you will be learning about sportsmanship, an important element in everyone's participation in the online races of
I don't
Gran
see
Turismo.
a way to...
The history of sports is as old as human history, and the definition of sports
to
is
fast
said to be as
forward, so
numerous as
let's
there are
just look at one more
researchers in
time.
the field. But when you get to the bottom of it, a sport is a challenge
And then
against
we'll continue in
yourself,
the next episode.
a challenge against a rival, and above all else is something to enjoy and have fun with. A sport is something you enjoy together with others. For this, there is sportsmanship, the attitude you must have when you partake in a sport. So, what is sportsmanship? Everyone knows that all sports have rules. And of course, one element of sports is that you must follow the rules. But even if you set lots of detailed rules, you can't judge all incidents during an actual sport just with rules. That's where sportsmanship becomes important. Sportsmanship can also be called the spirit of fair play. And in addition to being fair and just, sportsmanship also means that you don't do things that make you look bad. To avoid doing things to anyone that makes you look bad. That's the core idea behind sportsmanship that is beyond rules. Motorsport is called a non-contact sport. That means it is a sport which does absolutely not allow contact with others. But in order to achieve this, it is not enough to have a strict set of rules. It is extremely important that everyone works to avoid doing things that make you look bad. Various examples of improper driving. Let's talk about some examples of unsportsmanlike behaviour and actions you shouldn't do on track. Applying the brakes too late, leading to a rear-end collision. Overshooting the corner because you were too late on the brakes and failed to overtake the car in front.
Yeah, I don't think this is bad sportsmanship. This is just
where a driver is unable
overshooting
to
a
stop
corner
within
can
track
happen
limits
to anybody.
and rams into other cars, ruining the race for themselves as well as their opponents. Even keeping these points in mind, you may end up becoming too overzealous during a race, braking too late and on your way to collide with the car ahead of you. In these cases, you should not only hit the brakes, but you should also do everything in your power to avoid the car in front, even if that means taking your car off the track. These are mistakes that often happen amongst beginners, so it's best to be cautious when starting out. Set clear braking targets for reference, so you know exactly where to apply the brakes on the track. Also, weaving back and forth, edging out others, pushing others off the track are all examples of improper driving. Leave at least one car width between your own car and your opponent's, even during close encounters. If you are new to online racing, begin by assessing the situation to avoid impeding others. In doing this, you will gradually develop an awareness of your surroundings. Next, how can you protect yourself from these types of accidents? During a race, it is not easy to communicate your intentions to the other drivers, but by monitoring the other cars around you, you will begin to understand the tendencies of each car and driver and their skills. If you feel that a driver is being a bit dangerous, or that they are not yet used to their car's behaviour, then think about positioning yourself accordingly so that you can avoid any incidents that may develop. And finally, a time penalty may be issued in online races for the following reasons. Track cutting. Crossing the white line when entering or leaving the pit. Colliding with another car. Time penalties received for such instances are served at designated penalty lines on the track, where the car automatically slows down. If you do receive a penalty, make sure to give way as much as possible so that you do not impede the other cars. Thank you for adhering to these guidelines and helping maintain an enjoyable online racing experience for all.
Alright, it's a cool movie, so I took it in twice, so hopefully that will help me along the way. What I didn't pop to mind from this is the fact that this guy has a pretty friendly, in my view, nice voiceover. And what I miss in this game, in the license test, there were no voiceovers with guides on how to tackle the corner. You did have that, I think, in GT5 and GT4, which was much nicer. Now we only have these stupid avatar, those people's faces popping up with some written text, but there's no voiceover, and unless I've disabled it unknowingly, but I cannot imagine. But that is really, I have no idea why they would not use this guy's voiceover to also read out the license tests guidance. It almost feels like they cheaped out a bit over there. I have no idea, but it's much more immersive and nice before starting a test to have that British accent dude explain the purpose of the test and what the attention points. But yeah, at least there was a voiceover here, but I really don't understand why that's not in other events as well. Anyways, here there's like this symbol with some cash. What's that? Where's the cash symbol? World Finals Monaco demo event. That's probably, I know that during the that's the symbol. During the 25th anniversary, I think that's until December 5th or something, you get 5 times more payout from races. So that is probably the symbol there. But this is all for way later. First we need to... why is the balloon still there? First we need to complete the single player campaign. Right. I don't want to enter a full race. I'm not going to. Why is that new icon still there? It's so annoying. Oh man, I really hate stuff like that. I went through everything. Alright, I will do that in between episodes. I will make sure that icon disappears by entering a race and immediately getting out of it. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one, where we will be continuing the menu books. Hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one. By the way, there's also a red dot here. I think there are some new escapes here, this one, because of the new track. There was one more, wait. I'm also pressing the other one because I want those new icons to all just disappear. It's just annoying. Gives a restless feeling, like, oh, I still have to check something out there. But this one as well, this one does not get cleared, even though the... Here, this... there's a new invitation. Alright, let's do a new one. M2 competition, do we... Is it... Yeah, that's not an invitation. This is just a random car. That's like the DLC car. Alright, so hopefully the symbol icon is gone now. Yes. Alright, I will make sure to remove that yellow balloon on the right. And in the next episode we will be continuing the menu books. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Very nice, relaxing background track. I really like this one, Summertime from Will Smith. It's a pretty cool cover version of it. Hope to see you. No, I will do one more thing and then stop. Let's get these roulette tickets. Alright, a reward, receive a gift, yes. Come on, Baba. Right, we have some camshafts. For what? For what car? For a Toyota Crown at Leaf. It's pretty cool. It does make sense that those camshafts are engine specific or car specific, because of course you cannot just swap camshafts into any engine like in previous Gran Turismo outings. So it does make sense. We have a 4-star ticket. Come on. Hit me. I wanted that set over there. Is this 30k? Very nice, thank you very much. Alright, that really concludes this episode. I'm already way over the 25-minute mark. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. For the meantime, don't forget, always do keep on gaming. See you later.